Hello and welcome to another Just Bring It podcast. Today we are continuing our series of the young wild ones of wXw, and we have a special guest. We have a guest here that is giving everything for his wrestling career. Our guest today is Goldenboy Santos. So let's welcome our guest today. Let's welcome Goldenboy Santos. Great to have you here.
Hey man, thank you for inviting me. Very glad to be here and doing this podcast with you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward for a talk today. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm actually a little bit sleepy and worried about the whole pandemic situation, but I hope that this is getting better in the future and we can go back to our normal lives again.
Yeah, I hope to, because the whole wrestling thing we are talking about is really influenced by this pandemic situation, and of course our whole life is influenced because we are all a little bit of worry about our families. And yes, we have to go through this, and hopefully in the next year it will be a lot better than today.
Yeah, I mean, in one day I'm living in Germany. I'm wrestling for one of the biggest companies in Europe, if not the biggest. And at the other day, I'm basically uh, implied to come back home
Mm.
and I can't wrestle anymore. So yeah, that really turned our lives upside down.
Is it really hard for you, this change from being a wrestler to being back home on your home state and can't do what you really love?
Yeah, I mean, like wrestling was pretty much the only thing that I enjoyed doing, and I saw myself doing it as a full-time job. So me having to uh, basically not doing it for an unlimited period of time because we don't know when this is going back to normal or if it's ever going to be the same normal that we were used to be. Uh, so yeah, the uncertainty is probably the worst thing in here.
Yeah, I understand. It's really hard times. So let's talk about some more nice times. Let's talk about a bit
Yeah,
of the.
please, please.
Let's start with a small thing. Perhaps you can introduce to us who is Goldenboy Santos.
Oh, Goldenboy Santos, the character. It started as a very blank, cocky heel that pretty much does all the talk. But when you see it in the ring, he's more looks than actually wrestling. Uh, it it started as blank as that, and then I was adding like more stuff with the help of the coaches at the time. I was trying to get like more depth to the character itself. Right now, the Santos that you can see in Shotgun season more recently, he's a young guy who was very excited with the idea of being uh, a wrestler. Sometimes he can get
Mhm.
uh, pretty more excited than he should, so it ends up being like overconfident.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, but overall, is just a guy who was happy to be there. Like as you can see in the most recent match with Kelly, he takes it when he takes it seriously, he can actually be a, a threat. So, but he's still very inexperienced and he's going like from small steps. So let's see what he can do in the future.
How much of your real personality is in Goldenboy Santos?
Uh, in my opinion, I went through the straight opposite. I heard Adam Cole talk. I don't know if it was in the podcast or something, but I heard an interview with him,
Mhm.
where he say that in terms of wrestling characters, the better ones or the most successful ones are the ones that either you turn your personality to 100 and you make it like your larger than life personality, uh, or you go to the complete opposite to that what you are.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I went for,
Ah, okay. Interesting. Because
in my opinion.
yeah, like you said, I often hear it's the easiest way to develop a character is to use your own personality and, like you said, turn it up for 100. And so it's much easier for you to come inside this character to go the different way that you are in your normal life. I guess it's more difficult. Or what do you think?
Yeah, in the beginning was, I don't know, it just felt more natural to being a prick, I guess. It was easier. It was getting me more reactions. But as the character was evolving, I kind of like turned it down a little bit as the crowd kind of went for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was like counterproductive, me trying to be a prick while uh, everyone cheered. I don't know if it was my fault or not, but probably it was because we are the ones that create the reaction. So uh, I think this one, like later down, is more like myself. I like to think so.
Ah, okay. So really interesting. At the beginning, first saw you, I thought about a young Razor Ramon. Did you ever have any of this idea in your character?
Yeah, like uh, how did it start? I don't know, but all the personality thing and the I think even the accent at the beginning, since Portuguese is pretty much a Latin language, the accent kind of looked a little bit like his in this promo,
Yeah.
like not that strong accent that he did like on purpose to
Mm-hmm.
make it like look a little bit funny and awkward. But I think it was kind of similar, and then with the chains that I had and with the jacket, the attitude itself, it kind of brought like the Razor Ramon look, and I was not
Yeah.
even mad about it. Like I I love like Scott Hall and all his work as Razor and as Scott Hall himself, so I'm not even mad.
Yeah, it's not the
Uh,
baddest person to be compared with.
yeah, and I mean I didn't do it on purpose to look like him. I just thought that
Mm.
the whole look would fit the character. And in terms of in ring style, it's not like I do the same things as him
Yeah, of
or
course. Mm.
yeah, but I'm not mad about it, to be honest.
Mm. Yes, I totally understand this. Why should you? Let's get back into your past. What was your first connection to wrestling? Was it a TV show or did you went to a live wrestling show? What was the first moment that you get connected to wrestling?
Well, the first time I actually knew about wrestling was, I think I was 7 or 8. It was 2005. Uh, and wrestling just started to appear on TV in Portugal. Not in the main channels, but I was like I was couch surfing. I was just as a kid on the sofa, and I actually saw the a segment from Batista and Triple H's feud.
Ah, okay.
I
Mm.
was like, who the fuck are these muscular dudes? This was the first thing that I thought because
Uh,
I was like a small, little bit fatty kid. Uh, and I got very like surprised about it because dudes look like monsters. If we watch it back, it still looked like they're massive. So that really impressed me a lot. So I got a little bit hooked. And the days after, I tried to find it again, and I couldn't find it. So until the next week, where I saw the continuation of the things that I saw the previous week, which I kind of made me realize, oh, okay, this is a one per week, and I started following since then.
it's always interesting how someone got to wrestling. And perhaps if you have a wrestling show on a smaller channel, it's like you said, not that easy to find it back because sometimes you don't know in which time it will come back, like you tell us. It sounds like you thought that perhaps it will come every day, and then you had to figure out it's just once a week. It's not that easy to find something like this.
I got hooked, and I wanted more of it.
Yeah, I can understand this totally. My connection to wrestling was really similar, but I didn't get the whole way like you to become a wrestler. I'm just still the wrestling fan from the end of the 80s. Let's just talk about your first favorite
I think
wrestler. Who do you remember was your first favorite wrestler?
Batista for sure. Like I was crazy about Batista. Like the whole thing, the attitude. He was like a badass, and then he was like super big. I remember when WWE first came to Portugal. They did Batista was a world champion back then, I think, in a mall in Lisbon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a kid, and I w- I had classes that afternoon, and I was pretty much begging to my mom, like, please let me just go to the autograph session, take me there. And she didn't let me because I had classes, and I cried the whole week about it. It was a very sad moment, and it stuck with me. And yeah, I never got to see Batista live. It sucks.
Oh yeah, it's my problem with Bret Hart. I always wanted to see him live, but I never got the chance to see Bret Hart, my first favorite wrestler, in a live show.
I mean, I got to see The Undertaker and
Oh,
Triple H and all those guys, so yeah, but at the time it was sad for me.
yeah,
Sad for the kid.
I can really understand this. Do you like the Hollywood movies that Batista does at the actual time?
Yeah, I think he's doing a good job. Like with the comedy stuff, he really opened himself to more possible roles, I guess. Like in
Hmm.
the beginning, he was just like the big guy, the bodyguard, the bad dude who fights. Now he opens like I think he has more charisma that people actually saw in him in the beginning. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah, of course. It's just more inside him that, like I said, the people saw at the first moment. He's just a better actor than sometimes the
Yeah, I
people.
mean, I mean, it's a process like in
Yeah,
everything in life. In the beginning, he was not as good as he is now. Like John Cena wasn't, like
yeah,
The Rock wasn't.
of
So
course, of course.
yeah,
If you look back and see, if you just concentrate on wrestling, you see Rocky Maivia and later The Rock. There's a lot of difference in quality of his work, his mic work, his in-ring work.
yeah, it's
So,
a process.
yeah, of course. So, at the moment, which kind of wrestling shows do you follow on TV or on any streaming dienst?
Oh, right now, it's tough because I don't know. I still get that mixed feeling, like not being able to do it. It gets me a little bit sad. But at the same time, I need to watch it so I can study it and see what's being doing in the moment. I actually, from the time we're recording this, uh, it's the AEW Full Gear show. It went on last night. I couldn't watch it like completely because uh, I was sleepy. I need to get some sleep,
Can
but
understand
I'll,
this.
I'll catch up. I'll catch up today. Uh, I watched the weekly NXT UK show, and I watched some old Ring of Honor stuff, like especially from the guys I try to take stuff from,
Hmm.
or basically give me inspiration to create something like from the same style. For example, like Nigel McGuinness is a big inspiration for me. Uh, and I think yeah, that's pretty much what I watch right now.
Oh,
How
that's.
about you?
I'm watching a lot of wXw, like where we can see you at the moment. I'm
Oh,
watching a lot of German and European wrestling, and of course AEW I will watch too. And last I watched the NXT UK show with Walter and Ilya in the main
Oh, that
event.
was a classic.
Yeah.
That was a classic.
That's
I
kind
f-
of match you can see at one of the best matches of the year, I guess.
yeah, I guess it's very hard for someone in WWE to top that. I guess I felt like I've seen that match like 10 times now, but the 10 times that I watched it was great all the 10 times, and I can watch it 10 more times.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not mad. I'm not even mad.
Yeah.
Please do it again. Do it every week.
It's such a great match, and for me it's also so special because I saw this match in real life some like months or years ago. I don't really remember when it was, but these two monsters collide inside the ring is always a great match.
Yeah, and it was high level wrestling.
Yeah,
Everyone should watch that.
yeah, of course. It's not just showing your moves. It's just telling a story, showing what all that you have selling. I don't know if there are much wrestlers that can sell better than Ilya in this match. It was really great. He always
Yeah,
seems like Walter is breaking his bones or something else.
sometimes it is, I guess.
Yeah. If you look at the chest of Ilya, it's really hard to work with Walter.
Yeah, but Ilya is a monster too, so
Yeah, of course.
he can take a beating.
Did you ever get chopped by Walter?
Yeah, I actually did. Not like in a proper match because unfortunately I didn't wrestle him yet. Yet. But yeah, in training, it was yeah decent.
What hurts more, the first time of learning how to fall, the first time of learning the ropes, or the first time of get chopped by Walter?
It's unfair for Walter. I mean, learning how to fall is pretty hard. It's pretty much the hardest thing to learn in the beginning, at least, I guess, or to handle the pain or doing
Mhm.
it properly without getting your neck injured. But yeah, Walter's a tough dude, very tough dude.
Yeah, of course. And he's also a really nice dude. That's I have to
Yeah,
say as well.
yeah, I learned from him a lot, a lot.
So
He's a very
let's
good coach.
yeah. I think this is that can everyone who worked with Walter can say that he's a great coach at his work. And at the moment at the WXW Academy, you got a really good follow up with Avalanche with Robert. And is there a lot of different styles in the difference between Walter and Avalanche in the training?
I mean, they're both from they both think of the game pretty much like similar ways.
Yeah, they are really is there a special
They
true
really
yeah.
understand like wrestling. I think we think wrestling
Hmm.
in similar ways. I enjoy like training with Walter and Robert. Unfortunately, when Robert started doing training, I pretty much had to leave due to the pandemic. But I still got some sessions with him. It was very fun. It was different from what we were used to do, and I learned a lot too. Like even when he's giving me feedback for the matches,
Hmm.
he had like some things that I didn't even notice that really helped me for the next match, and I'm very grateful for it.
Yeah, he's looking on a lot of details inside the match.
Yeah, that's the details that matter because pretty much everyone should know how to run the ropes or how to bump, how to make a body slam, but doing those things, making those things matter, it's a whole different level, I guess, and that's where uh they shine, I guess, like
Hmm.
making those things matter. They're
Yeah, of
very good
course.
at it.
These small details make a match even better and even more real to the audience that's watching the matches.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
So let's get one step back and let's talk about how the idea of becoming a wrestler get into your mind?
That was a long one. Do you have time?
I have a lot of
I'm jo-
time. It's Sunday morning.
I'm joking. So basically, all my life I've been pretty much all my teenage years. I was a basketball player. I trained like 5 times a week. I had one game, sometimes two, at the weekend, and I basically did that for when I was 12, 13 until I was like 20, and I was in college. So I had to choose one thing or another, and I wouldn't give up my university course for something that I knew that probably I wouldn't make it professionally because there I was not that good, and uh, at our country you need to be like on uh, the two or three top teams in the professional league to make a living of it. So it's not very good situation right now. So I had to drop out, and I got basically nothing to do outside of study, and it was getting me like pretty depressed because I was used to get that competitive thing in my mind. I was used to work for something, and basically I had nothing to work for at the moment besides studying. So it was getting like uh, I was getting like emotional and sad about it because I didn't really feel it was I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's not nothing felt worth enough for me to like work every day on like I was used to do with basketball because I woke up to do that during the day, and I had
Mhm.
at that moment I had nothing to work for during the day. So I went to a little talk with myself, and I was thinking of things that might bring some joy to my life again, because at the time I had pretty much nothing that brought me the joy of uh, living, to be honest. So yeah, that was pretty dark times. And then I discovered pro wrestling again that I stopped watching in 2012 around that.
So that's a lot of development in your mind. There.
Fresh hair for me.
Yeah.
Like discovering indie wrestling in general, discovering all these guys that I never heard about that were not this big, but they can move, they can wrestle, they can do things that I've never imagined. And I got hooked again, and I searched for wrestling here in my country in Portugal, and I found a place called CTW that had recently had like a seminar with Marty Skrull. So I got really impressed because I've heard about Marty Skrull before, and I went there to start. I had my first training there. I got hooked. I wanted to learn more. I got that feeling that I had with basketball, something that made me wake up and think about, oh, what can I do better today uh, to get better at wrestling, or what should I watch today to get better at wrestling. That feeling that I didn't get for such a long time, I got it again. So yeah, that's how I got hooked uh, in wrestling, and how I got to the point of wanting to do it.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's really interesting, this kind of way that you took to get into the wrestling business. How long do you train at the moment? When was the
Oh,
year that you started?
I think it was 2016.
Oh,
It's
four
my first
years
club.
since
Yeah, I
now.
guess. But
And
I only considering my journey in wrestling to begin
yeah,
since I moved to Germany and started working at the wXw Wrestling Academy.
and
That's
you.
where
Mm.
that's where in my opinion, it begins for me. That's where it
Ah,
gets
okay.
serious because there's so much we can learn in Portugal.
Hmm.
And in my opinion, if you want to be like a pro, you need to learn from the pros. And I start learning from the pros when I got to wXw.
Hmm.
So I think that's where it started for me.
So let's talk about it. How did you get in connection with wXw?
Uh, it was pretty much due to Kelly and Rafa. They moved to Germany first. I think it was 2017, around that. And there was a seminar with Walter and Thatcher, a Ringkampf seminar, and they shoot me a message asking that if I wanted to come, that would be like a great opportunity for me to learn from people who actually do that for a living and to get better myself at wrestling and having a different experience. So yeah, I went and I had a seminar with Walter and Tetra. I stayed at Kelly's place. And I was one of the guys from the seminar to get uh, called to the Academy show, and I did the Academy show as well. I got completely outspoken by the professionalism that wXw has compared to other stuff that I've seen in like in the independent scene. Like wXw is another level in terms of
Hmm.
professionalism, in terms of mentorship, in terms of having a whole structure around the company, and that really got me impressed. So yeah, I made a promise to myself that 1 year from there, I was moving to Germany, and I was starting my to professionalize what I do, and that's what I did. 1 year later, February 2019, I moved to Germany, as I promised myself.
So you set your goal and you just reach for it.
Yeah, basically, that's what I've been doing, I guess, my whole life. I see something that I want, I put it out there, I worked for it, and eventually I get it. I mean, I don't I don't mean that things are handed to me. I just work really hard for it. I don't just talk the talk. I need to walk the walk if I
Mhm.
want to get it. And that's my advice for younger people like me. If you want stuff, put it out there, work for it. Eventually, it will come to you.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good tip. So you just have to do a lot of work to reach what you want to, but you have to start. You have to
Yeah, of
forget all
course.
the fears and start with what you want to do.
You can't just wait things to fall on your feet.
Yeah,
You need to work hard for it, and you need to be honest with yourself. You need to know what your strengths, what your limitations are, and then you work from it. It's not a bad thing to have limitations. I think it's easier at some point because you know what to work for.
yeah, of
Like for
course.
example, I was in the beginning, I was, and I'm still not very good at it, but I'm still working at it. I was very bad at body language because the fighting atmosphere was not like very usual to me.
Hmm.
I'm not a fighter, I never was, but I knew that I had that limitation. So what did I do? Before I moved to Germany, I started having like jujitsu classes, so I can get the feeling of a fight,
Hmm.
a feeling of protecting myself, a feeling of being in danger, so I can portray that better. Because if I never been in that situation, how can I portray it like seriously? You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah, of course. Mhm. Really
Yeah. So
interesting.
yeah. So basically, that be aware of our limitations, work for it, and be better every day. Every day, wake up and think like, what what should I work on to be better tomorrow? And that's what I do.
I guess it's a good kind of thought about how to improve yourself. To think about what you can improve every day, every time you get inside the ring, and what you can learn from each wrestler that you work with.
Yeah, and not even like just in wrestling, in general in life. I think that's a
Hmm.
cool mindset to have.
Yeah, yeah, that's really good. Like you said.
Thank you.
So you got to wXw Academy. You got some cool matches into there. What is the match that you mostly remember from the wXw Academy time?
Ah, mm, probably the best one. The best ones were the later ones. Were the ones that I started to having like some more time to work and like a bigger role in the show itself. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because my first my first matches at the academy were battle royals or job matches where I was jobbing in 4 minutes.
Mm.
So when I start having like more time and more like direction in the character, I guess, I start working better. I felt more motivated too. And my favorite matches were against André Cartier,
Hmm.
probably. It was the weekend of Back to the Roots
Yeah.
this year, and the match with Norman and Vinny that was very special for other reasons. More like, yeah, me winning the cup was cool, but
Hmm.
the special thing for me is being able to work with two guys that are very special and had a big role in my development. They were basically my training mates.
Ah,
I
okay.
trained with them like every day at the academy, and being able to win their respect, like from day to day,
Mm.
uh, and eventually culminating that match was very special to me. Very special.
Ah, okay. That's really interesting. How was the feeling for you if at the moment wXw told you that they don't just want you to work in the academy, but to work with them on their tours?
It was very special. That's the thing that I worked for, like since day one. That was my objective, and I'm fulfilling it now. And I'm very thankful for them to believing in me and giving me that small opportunities that I'm trying to take with everything I got. Uh, since like since February 2019, I've been touring with them, but as a ring crew,
Ah, okay.
and I've putting on the work. I've putting up the ring. I've cleaned the stuff. I did staff. I drove. I did, and I still do that stuff. Uh, I tried to work very hard to earn the stuff that I've been getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
I
of course.
always I always give my best,
It's
and
really
I
good.
always try to show that I'm worth. I work hard. I deserve to be here. I'm not like a random guy that one day decided to be wrestling. I
Mm.
want to do this for a living.
Like you talk about, I'm feeling that it's a part inside your heart that you really want to reach to
Yeah,
become
yeah,
this great wrestler.
and I'll do anything for it. Anything. Like I want to work so hard that I feel tired so I can sleep earlier so I
Yeah,
can wake up. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, of
I
course.
I'm driven by the will of being a professional wrestler. And that's why I'm so sad right now to not being able to do that.
Yeah, I can understand this totally. It's really hard if you can't follow your goal and what you really love.
I mean, I'm still doing things to get better at wrestling indirectly. Like I went back to jiu-jitsu again. I'm still going to the gym every day. Uh, and yeah, I'm still working on it. I'm still watching wrestling to get better on it, but it still sucks that I can't be close to it
Yeah,
and I can't actually go in the ring now.
I can really understand this. I hope
But yeah, it is what it is.
in the next year, beginning of the next year, you can start again and work for it a longer time than in this year. This year was really hard for all kind of independent wrestling or only kind of wrestling, perhaps, and especially for persons who really have their heart in the business. So let's talk about this first experience when I saw you first time. I guess it was at the World Tag Team Festival 2019 in your tag team match against the Anti-Fun Police on beside of Alexander Dean. What do you prefer? Do you prefer singles matches or tag team matches at the moment?
Uh, I'm a big fan of single matches. Besides, I can appreciate the tag team match,
Hmm.
but my favorite are the single ones. Uh, as my favorite style of match is like a more hybrid style of match. That's what really fascinates me at the moment.
Hmm.
But I enjoy both, to be honest.
And how was the experience to fight at the first at the tag team festival and second Santos against Santos in the match against the Anti-Fun Police. How was it to work with this tag team?
Very fun to work with Santos and Detective Dunn. It was very fun to work at Tag League, especially with the Anti-Fan Police, as in the Super Santos and the Damien Dunn.
Yeah.
It was very fun to work with them. They're very smart guys. And the whole situation with Santos versus Santos, I think it just brought some attention to me, I guess,
Yeah,
because
of
everyone
course.
knows who he is and no one knew who I was. Still, nobody knows, but at the time,
I don't think
it was.
nobody knows. Perhaps not everyone, but a lot of more people know who you are at the moment.
Oh yeah, that at the time, totally, I guess. Uh, but yeah, it was very fun to work with. I think we created a cool environment and people enjoyed it, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, it was really
Uh,
funny.
and it was a very cool opportunity. I mean, I had like one match at the tour, and wXw was my first match, and then my second match was this match. So yeah, I jumped
Hmm.
to a small town show to wrestling at at the third day of the World Tag Team Festival, and
Hmm.
that was pretty sick. I wasn't positive that I would wrestle there. I didn't even think about it. I was just there to help, to
Yeah.
enjoy the show, and suddenly, bam, I'm there wrestling, and I once again I'm totally grateful to the wXw to giving me that opportunity because I was just like a random kid, I guess, and they could have put so many people in my place in that day, and they still chose to put me.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, it
It
was a
was a
lot
very
of
fun
fun to see
match.
you there.
Yeah, it was very, very fun. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had that much fun too
Yeah, yeah.
watching.
Of course, of course. It was really, really funny to see this kind of match, and it's it's always difficult to have matches with a lot of comedy aspect, but with the anti-fun police, you always have some kind of good match. It's not the technical best, I guess, but it's just from the kind of storytelling, from the kind of comedy, and of course there are still a lot of good wrestling moves inside there. But it's just fun to watch this, and you as a kind of this, and working this Santos versus Santos moments was just great to see.
Yeah, they're very good at what they do. They've been doing it for years,
Yeah, of course.
both of them. So yeah, they're very good at what they do.
So we have some time down the road. You won the wXw Academy Trophy. How was this for you, and how was the match against Norman Harris and Vinnie Vortex?
Yeah, as I told you before, it was like more special than the match
Yeah,
itself. I
yeah,
felt like,
because you like these two guys, and you studied with them together.
yeah, they're my training
Yeah.
partners. There was people that I spent like most of the time during the week training at the academy, and I, I like to think that I earned their respect there,
Mm.
like, because it's usual for them to watch people come and go from the academy. Uh, there's some people going there and then they go back. It's like it's always new people there.
Mm.
You always have like different people there. So uh I think they really saw it in me, the will to stay, to get better, to be one of them. And I've been earning their respect little by little, and in that match I felt like that was them giving their respect to me, and it
Yeah.
really meant a lot for me.
And you are still the Academy Cup holder till today.
Yeah, I guess that's like I don't have the proudest reign of them all. I'd like to defend it.
No, that's not the
The cup holder.
the worst
I'm
thing
still waiting
to.
for someone to knock me off the throne of the academy.
Who will challenge you next is the best question here, I guess. And later on, you got another
Yeah, I
title.
guess I'm open for everything.
Yeah. You got a title at Wrestling Code, the Wrestling Code No Limit title, in March of this year, I guess. How was it to win this title? Norman Harris was in this again. You had Julian Pace against you, and Darren Conn. I don't know him, but wow, how was this match and to win this kind of title?
It was special too for other reasons. Like when I came to Germany, I didn't have much places to work in because
Mm-hmm.
once again nobody knew me. And Wrestling Cult was pretty much the first place that gave me a hand. They gave me like a simple dark match that I took, and I think they really liked it, so they started booking me more. And eventually it grew up to me being in the No Limits title like scene, I guess.
And
Uh,
mm-hmm.
I had a storyline with Norman, and that went well. So they put us both in the match, and they had Pace and Durason as the other contenders. Eventually, that culminated in the four-way match that you talked about, and people really went on my behalf in that match. I wasn't expecting for that since Julian at the time was a big name, Norman still a big name,
Mm.
and Durason had many French people there watching, as Wrestling Cult as Tristan Archer and Namel
Ah, okay.
there
Mm-hmm.
regularly. So there's a lot of French people there. Yeah, people really supported me that match. That surprised me a lot. And eventually, when I won, the place really exploded, and I was very happy. It
Yeah.
was a great start to a Carrot weekend.
And you are the second longest reigning champion I see at the moment. There's just one person who has held this championship longer than you, and that's Alexander James.
Yeah, in a different format. It was a cup before that.
Yeah.
Now it's a belt.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, once again, I'd like to defend it, and I can at the moment. So it means what it means what it means.
Yeah. It's a hard time at the moment where you
Yeah,
can't defend all your trophies or your titles. I can
yeah, that
understand this.
sucks.
Yeah. How was it for you to come back to wXw at Shortcut to the Top?
That was amazing, amazing. Uh, and once again, the reaction was so good. I was, I haven't wrestled for like a long time till that moment, and I don't think people knew that I was there, or if I was there to wrestle or just to help. It was, I don't know. And when my music hit at Shortcut, uh, they really popped for it and made me very happy. And as I told the camera in the beginning, it feels very good to be back, back where I feel I belong, and back in the wrestling ring. It was very very good.
Do you like this kind of match, this Royal Rumble match?
It's always fun. It's always different. I think the thing that makes a good battle royal or a good rumble, it's the story behind it. If you're just doing a rumble just for the sake of doing a rumble, it's not gonna be good. But in WXW's way to do stories inside the rumble, and especially this
Mm.
time with Mike Schwartz
Yeah, of course.
and all the things with the bastards and Kelly, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
It has story behind it, so yeah, it's easy to see. It's good to see a good Royal Rumble.
Of course, it's one of my favorite matches during the year. I really like the Rumble match because you have a lot of comebacks. You have some new guys inside it, and you have like I said before in WXW a lot of stories that are told inside the Rumble match.
Yeah, and this year you had the ladies coming in,
Yeah,
and they
something
really
special as
kicked
well.
ass.
Yeah,
They really kicked ass. It
of
was
course,
very fun to watch.
of course, a lot of fun this match this year. And then you got inside the Shotgun 2020 season 2, I guess, and you had two matches in there. How did you get into the season? How were you informed that they want you as a part of this season?
I basically got the booking email for it.
Yeah, okay.
I got I got contacted by the higher ups in WXW saying that they wanted to count with me for it. And I was on from, I think I got the email and I answered like right back. I didn't like waste even 5 minutes answering, afraid that they would pick someone else. No, but it was yeah, it was by email. I got very happy for it. I was in very good shape at the time. I never stopped working out.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, when the opportunity came, I tried to grab it with both hands, as I always do. And the two matches that I had, I gave everything that I have to tell the story, the better story for the occasion.
How was it to work with Kelly? You said that you came to wXw on her, yeah, like she told you that it's good to come there, but how was it to work a real match inside shotgun for the whole crowd on wXw on WWE Network at the moment? How was it to work with her?
Oh, it was very special. Probably the most special match that I had till now. Uh, we work together sometimes, like in training. We have like a connection in terms like we're both Portuguese living the same dream, I guess. And we have that connection in us. We work really hard to get to the point that we are. Uh, Obviously, there's no comparison, as she was WWE superstar. She did the Mae Young Classic. She was champion in WXW. She's pretty much a top woman in Europe right now, I guess.
Yeah, of course. She's really at the
Our
top,
stories
and
are matching a lot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I won't compare myself to her, but our stories as many comparison points in the start. I hope I have the same uh, success as she had.
yeah, why
She's
not?
having.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it was very special. She is a very nice a very nice wrestler. She is very nice as a person too. She helped me a lot. And the match was really good, I think. Like intergender type of match are always sketchy to do
Mhm.
to make it like uh real, I guess.
Yeah,
And I think we did it very well.
yeah. It was a really nice match. Was good to watch, and it was
Yeah,
just fun to see it. So, like I said, it's the same story of you both coming from Portugal to Germany. Do you want to bring the wrestling that you are learning back to Portugal to show the interested persons over there how to do wrestling in the rest of Europe? Do you want to open your own training station, training academy in the future? Perhaps not in the near future, but in the wider future?
sorry, can you repeat the question as I stopped listening to you?
Ah, no problem, no problem.
Sorry.
Um, the question is, are you have you the idea of opening your own wrestling school, wrestling academy in Portugal to show the persons what you learned in Europe and somewhere else, perhaps in the wider future? Is this a goal of yours?
Not at the time, I guess. Not at the time. It's like uh it's counterproductive because I need money like to
Yeah,
be able to invest in myself as a wrestler. So if I put the money in an academy right now, and I think it's counterproductive, and
yeah,
I
of
don't
course.
feel like I have enough knowledge to teach other people.
I'm
And
thinking
and
about
that's
a long time goal, perhaps, that you say you want to give what you learned back to your
yeah,
persons in your neighborhood, for example.
yeah, sure. Like I like to share knowledge, and I'm open to share knowledge if some company here invites me to do training or something like that, I'm gonna accept it. I I don't even, to be honest, my objective is to get Portugal to a level above that there is right now, because the level here is very low.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I guess so.
if I can help, I'll do it like with open arms, as Kelly did when she was here.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's basically it. But I don't think that I'm like I have enough knowledge to open an academy,
Yeah,
I think.
I guess that's something that you can do about 15 years in the future. Not today. You have a lot
Yeah,
of
I
time
guess.
to
And
spend
if the
inside the room.
finance is there, if the
Yeah,
finance is there,
yeah, of
I'll
course.
gladly do it.
So let's look inside the future. What are your goals in wrestling? Where do you want to go in your future?
Uh, I have two goals in my mind right now. I want to win 16 carat, and I
Ah,
want to beat Bobby Guns for the belt eventually.
yeah, that's
Those
some
are my two goals.
really good
But I have,
goals.
yeah, it's in the not in the near future,
Yeah,
but I'm working day by day to one day I can have that chance.
yeah, why
That's
not?
those are my two big goals.
Why not
Uh,
see Goldenboy Santos in 16 karat 2022 and go
I
it the
like to
whole
think
way?
I have the potential to be in that situation.
Yeah,
But let's see. I'll work for it, and I don't ask people to give things to me. I want to earn it. So
yeah.
if down the line I'm worth of it, I'm gonna get it for sure. Uh, but near goals that I have is being part of Shotgun Season 3.
Hmm.
That I don't know if it's gonna still happening due to the pandemic, as it was cancelled the last tapings, as you can read on
Mm.
wXw social media.
Perhaps next year, beginning of next year.
Perhaps next year, yeah, I want to be part of it. I want to wrestle more around the UK when the scene starts opening. There's a lot of spots to be taken. I'm here. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to fight for it. I want the spot there too. Um, and yeah, that's basically it. Still work for wXw, getting my name in England. That's the most close objectives that I have, I
Yeah,
guess.
some good goals. Why
Yeah,
not?
but still keeping an eye on the big goals. I can't lose the drive.
Yeah,
I need to be remembered what I'm working for.
yeah, of course.
I'm working to win 16 carats.
I guess some big goals are really important so you can watch inside a longer future where do you want to go, and so you can develop each step after the other to reach this goal. That's the
Yeah,
best
but
way to do it.
I won't be delusional to the point where I think that that can happen now
Yeah,
because it won't.
yeah,
That's delusional to think.
yeah, of course.
But I think they have the potential to be in that place in the future.
Yeah, I guess so. Like you've seen on the last 60 carat, there was rotation, there was Julian Pace inside it. So this place can be yours in one of the following 16 carat.
I hope so. They did very well.
Yeah,
I was very
of
proud
course.
of them.
Great
It was very cool
matches.
to watch.
Was a lot of fun. And I guess we will have a lot of fun with the matches we can see from you in the near future and with your character developing each step after the other during the next months, the next years when wrestling is back in business.
I'm really excited for it. Like, I really, really, really want to go back and do what I love. So let's see.
Yeah, I can totally understand this. We can see you at the moment at wXw now on the second season of Shotgun and on Shortcut to the Top. And we can see you on the WWE network where the shows also have been published. Did you see yourself on WWE network?
If I watched the show there,
Yeah.
yeah, I did. It was crazy. There's actually like, I don't know if people watching at home has WXW now or not, but you have like some some rectangles. Like if you want to skip to a certain part of the show,
Hmm.
and there's a small rectangle with my face in at WWE Network saying Santos puts the pro in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I'm here
Yeah.
at the WWE Network. And
That's
it says that I put the pro in professional wrestling.
that's
Yeah,
really
that was a
great.
pretty sick moment. Uh, and I don't know, that's one of those moments that get you thinking that yeah, that whole thing of wrestling is
Hmm.
actually worth. It was
Yeah.
actually worth all the effort I did. It's very like heartwarming, I guess.
And you will be seen more and more into the next years if more of your topic goes to WWE Network.
When I get like wXw thing ends up going to WWE Network. Yeah, and I hope that down the line I can work directly for them.
Yeah, perhaps it could be really great to see you inside there. Perhaps starting with NXT UK, for example, to come to England and then go step by step. Perhaps working with Walter and Ilya. Who knows? It could be a lot of fun to see you inside there.
I stopped hearing. Sorry.
No problem. I said perhaps you can go to NXT UK in the near to mid future to work with Walter, with Ilya again, perhaps with the other persons coming from wXw. And so we'll see a lot more of you on the WWE Network after you develop inside wXw. It could be a lot of fun. So
I'd love to work like with Walter, Ilya, and Junior, all the guys.
Yeah.
All the guys that I've been probably like grew up watching in wXw, as like watch them work the shows. There are people that I respect a lot and I really want to learn from it. So yeah, I'd love to work with them.
Yeah.
All of them. Please give me
understand
everyone.
So, Santos, let's talk about how we can support you besides watching wXw and the WWE Network. Is there any kind of merch of you that we can buy to support you?
Oh yeah, you can buy my merch directly through SL Wrestling. If you search for Santos, it will appear right away. Yeah, that's basically it. Like SL Wrestling has my merch.
Yeah.
If you can support me on social media, I'll thank you a lot at twitter.com/SantosPro96. Same in Instagram, instagram.com/SantosPro96. If you want to drop me a message, I'll reply to it. I appreciate every support that you give me.
We will do our best to support you in doing these hard times. And I just have to thank you for this really nice talk today.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed the interview.
Yeah, me too. So please, one really important thing, please stay healthy, look for yourself, and don't get too mad with not be able to rest at the moment. The time will come back. And we were looking forward to see you back inside Wrestling in Health and Ring. It had a lot of fun with what you're doing.
Thank you. I really appreciate your words, and I'm really looking forward to go back in the ring. Hopefully, see you guys again. So we can create good moments, better moments, and things that we will remember for a long time.
Yeah,
so
we will be there.
I'm looking forward to it, and I'll be ready. Don't worry, I'll be ready.
That's great. So I wish you a really nice Sunday and hope to hear or read from you. Really
Thank you.
often
Have a nice Sunday. And everyone listening at home, have a nice Sunday too.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.